listener. We appreciate the time, attention, and faith in your favorite programs and, of course, your favorite dial. Do remember, though, that all opinions expressed on this program by our various contributors are purely those of the analysts and are not the corporate opinions of the Broadcasting Corporation of Oyo State. Happy listening. Thank you.
A very beautiful Wednesday morning to you from wherever you're listening across the world. This is Oluyole 98.5 FM and it's time for Newsbeat. I am Oladayo Ogunbowale.
I am Tola Teriba. Good morning.
All right, Newsbeat is that newspaper review program in English where we give you news you can use. We give you headlines from the dailies and, of course, give you details behind them and a brief of some basic analysis of the stories right there. Before we go into doing that, today is the Wednesday, 15th day of the 4th month of the year 2020. Wherever you are, I know COVID-19 is still hitting, but then, of course, please, whatever it will cost you, stay at home, stay safe. The numbers are on the increase. Please, let's do a bit. Follow the basic instructions from government. It's for our collective good. COVID-19 is real. I know somebody saying hunger is real. We know, okay? But, I mean, this one is avoidable. Okay, please, let's stay safe, stay at home, do the right things, wash your hands, maintain proper personal hygiene, wash your hands wherever you go, and of course maintain at least 1.5 meters between whoever you're working with. You're in any location, maintain physical distance, not just social distance, physical distance with whoever you're working with, or you are moving with, or you have to stand with, or you have to discuss with. You don't have to shout, but at least I'm sure anybody 1.5 meters away from you can still hear you, just like you're hearing us. Okay, all right. So this is Oluyole 98.5 FM. News Beats is broadcasting live on the radio network of the Broadcasting Corporation of Oyo State. We are live in the studio of Oluyole 98.5 FM, and of course I'm sure some people are listening to us via Agility 92.1 FM, some via Okiogo 96.3 FM, and for our online audience, we're live on mixler.com/Oluyole FM, Facebook.com/Oluyole FM, Twitter at Oluyole FM, Instagram at Oluyole 98.5 FM. We're also live on Radio Garden. That's the global radio network. Okay, so just zoom in and you'll find us right there. Oluyole is just one. There's only one Oluyole anywhere in the world. Oluyole FM, that's us. Okay, click in, zoom in, and you're live with us. One good thing about the social media platforms, you can go ahead and drop your comments well before we open it by 7 a.m. Yes, 7 a.m. If you're just joining us, this is how we do it now. 7 a.m. the feedback channels will be open for you to join the discussion in the studio. Once again, you are welcome. I have a copy of the Nation newspaper right here.
Yeah, and of course I have a copy of the Nigerian Tribune.
It's a double whammy from my hand today, so I also have the Punch newspaper. All right, we'll go straight. I'll start with the Nation newspaper. Headlines: military deployed in battle against Lagos Ogun gangs.
Oh, well. Well, I hope the military will do the needful and they won't be taking that battle to innocent and civilians.
Very important. In fact, there's a rider here. Government moves to stop robberies. Agbakoba orders seek nationwide lockdown. NCDC to raise testing capacity to 4,000 daily.
All right, let's see how it goes. This sounds rather alarming this morning. Banner headline of the Nigerian Tribune. Nigeria headed into its worst recession in over 30 years, says IMF. Now, riders, 20 million Nigerians may lose jobs, experts warn. That's as EU donates 50 million euro to Nigeria to fight coronavirus, and fund to be channeled to basket fund, says SGF. That's on pages 5, 6, and 25 of the Nigerian Tribune.
That same headline is on the Punch newspaper, page 24 precisely. IMF predicts worse depression. Nigeria's economy contracting by 3.4%. Unfortunately, they also excluded us from, debt relief. These guys, help us now. They are sending us bad news. Well, we understand the most important thing is, just like we said before we came on here, what are we doing with this information? That's the most important thing.
We see this thing coming. Well, like I said, it's like you learn that a storm is coming, the rain is about to fall. Have you shut the windows of your house? Have you secured your building against the storm? And when they're building that house initially, did you do anything to secure that house against the storm?
Very important questions right there.
And I'm sure our leaders must have seen these things coming. The experts must have seen it coming.
They've been saying it.
And I wonder why it takes IMF to keep talking about these things. Our leaders are really not saying anything. They just sometimes they even tell us that there is no cause for alarm. And well, I am worried, Dio. I'm very worried.
You're not alone. I mean, when you begin to hear, we've not seen this in 30 years, and you'll be like, what? So where are we going? All right, so IMF predicts war suppression in Nigeria's economy, contracting by 3.4%. Details on page 24 of the Punch newspaper. Permit me to add this. 80,000 apply for CBN 50 billion naira COVID-19 intervention fund. Okay, 80,000 people or companies apply for Central Bank of Nigeria 50 billion naira COVID-19 intervention fund. Details also on page 24 of the Punch newspaper.
Right, in Oyo State, Makinde flags off testing of 2,000 Oyo residents for COVID-19. And up north, the governors are saying total lockdown of north will come at a very high cost. That's as Governor Ganduje orders 7-day lockdown in Kano. Pages 24 and page 4 of the Nigerian Tribune.
I hope they won't make the Nigerian mistake. They'd better do the right thing at the right time. When I heard we cannot lock down the north. Cases are already cropping up in the north, and I hope it's not a case of Burundi where they were not testing now, so they don't know how many are actually there.
And the way of life over there, the communal way of life in northern Nigeria.
Being social distancing or physical distancing there may really not work. I mean, a lockdown might just do it. I hope, or even if it's just partial, it might just do it. Oh well, FG plans isolation centers at borders, 4,000 tests daily. Government traces 9,029 contacts, conducts 7,000 coronavirus tests. Lagos uncovers 119 with symptoms in a 2-day house-to-house search. Lagos State government records 25 as cases jump to 373. Oyo State to test 2,000. Details of that on page 2 and 6 of the Punch newspaper.
MFLA announces 3 strategies to strengthen economy. Well, I hope those strategies will do something about the coming recession. I hope the strategies have that in mind as well.
We seriously hope so. Talking about the social investment programs, National Assembly leaders meet Buhari, seek SIP reforms. It's about time. All these old lists, we just be hearing audio money somewhere. We're not saying some people are not getting it, but it appears this project is really not achieving the aim.
The desired goal.
So, National Assembly leaders meet Buhari, seek SIP reforms. Details on page 11 of the Punch newspaper.
On the corner of the front page of the Nigerian Tribune this morning, I see something like a glimmer of hope. It says China approves 2 coronavirus vaccines for human trial. That's on page 22 of the Nigerian Tribune.
Sounds nice. I mean, pray it works out to really solve the whole problem. A vaccine right now is just what we need, if you ask me. Let me go back to the Nation newspaper. We have customs yet to hand over 110 trucks of rice. Why now? Of 150 trucks ordered by Mr. President, the minister confirmed that only 40 has been released. What has happened to 110?
Wow.
I love Nigeria. From 150 to 40. Those of you that you are waiting for federal government rice, it is well, oh.
I hope that rice is not lost too.
I didn't say that. That's not me. That was not my voice.
The rice had better not be lost.
I did not use the word lost too. They said the minister said she got only 40 out of 110.
Well, maybe they're
waiting for customs.
They're still running due process on the remaining.
Maybe where they kept it, they couldn't find the key to the warehouse.
Definitely, the rice cannot be lost.
Well, you know, or probably the drivers of those trucks, they are on lockdown. They could not find them.
Oh, that's another probability.
Somebody that's supposed to do the handing over is on leave, has not come back. 110 trucks. It is
one probabilities, but then the rice had better not be missing.
Okay. Customs yet to hand over 110 trucks of rice. Minister, only 40 has been released to us. Details on page 8 of the Nation newspaper.
We identified 119 people with COVID-19 symptoms during house-to-house search, says Lagos government. Now, Osun Delta extend lockdown by 14 days. That's as Ondo imposes dusk to dawn curfew. Ogun will be on total lockdown from Saturday, and Nigeria records 19 cases, total now 362. That's coming from the Nigerian Tribune this morning.
Okay, and this is pretty good news. COVID-19, European Union gives federal government 50 million euros. Team visits Buhari. Somebody said this is what they call when we are supposed to get almost 2 trillion naira debts, relief. 2 trillion. They gave us 50 million euros. Guess how much that is? 21 billion naira. Compare 21 billion to 2 trillion naira debt forgiveness. They say, just take, when your mate won a car, they now give you a pack of Indomie. But that is welcome. Thank you, EU. At least it's some more money.
I think
to do something.
I think part of the problem we have with these people is the way we actually manage this money when it does get to us.
Most likely, I totally agree with you. I totally agree with you. Why some people are celebrating this. I said the most important news is that it would have been very nice if if you can successfully strike off that 2.1 trillion naira from our budget this year. That this year we will not be servicing debts. How nice would that have been? That will go a long way.
And this foreign international these finance stations also they also see the Nigerian people as being very complacent, unwilling to take their leaders to account, unwilling to ask questions. I think they really studied the Nigerian situation and they said, okay,
let's give them something.
Same old story, same old game of musical chairs, and things will not really get where it should.
I pray we learn from this. I pray we learn, and just stop these funny ways of doing things. I would have really loved the debt forgiveness, or that at least they tell us don't service debt for this year, you'll be fine. It will really impact our economy. It will really
actually at this period, this COVID-19 ravaging the globe, I think we really need such they should look away from our transgressions
okay.
Well, at least.
All right. I pray they do that. All right. You need details of COVID-19. EU gives federal government 50 million euros. Details on page 5 of the Nation newspaper. There's this other one. I think there's good news coming in from Rivers State. Court frees Caverton pilots. Orders in Rivers State. They granted them bail yesterday. Okay. The 2 pilots of that airline, Caverton, were granted bail yesterday. Details on page 29 of the Nation newspaper. Thank you, Governor Wike. At least.
And the muscle flexing by the minister.
I think we've had enough. Allow these men to go to their family. Enough of the flexing. So at least they've been granted bail. We pray they meet the conditions and they're on their way home. That's the best. This is not a shouting match. We have a common enemy. Let's fight the common enemy.
Okay.
Seems we're due for a commercial break. All right, we'll go on the break and we're back. We'll continue with the show. Time check, 6:44 a.m. Destination time, 7:30 a.m. It's Newsbeat on Oluyole 98.5 FM. Don't go anywhere.
Newsbeat. mama, brother, sister, coronavirus will be COVID-19. Make we not use and play because if it keep person coronavirus na very bad disease wey fit spread from one person go reach another one if we not dey careful. But what we fit do to avoid them? Make sure say you dey wash your hand well with soap and water from tap for 20 seconds. Make you dey use hand sanitizer wey dem use alcohol make to take and rub your hand well. Make sure say you not dey touch your face or any person face or even hold anybody self. Always give people 1 meter or 3 feet gap. If you see say person dey cough or sneeze, make you take off from the person But anytime you want cough or sneeze, make sure say you do am inside your elbow where you fold If you come there like say you get fever, sore throat plus cough and you come dey sneeze join, make you lock yourself inside house and kia make you call 0800-9700-0010 and person go attend to you sharp. This message now from Coalition Against COVID-19, CACOVID.
Newsbeats.
Alright, so glad to know you're still there. You're listening to Newsbeat coming to you live from the stables of Oluyole 98.5 FM. Are you just joining? Alright, I am Oladayo Ogunbowale.
I'm Tola Teriba.
Alright, before we go on that break, we're giving you headlines from the newspapers. We have 3 of them. I have The Nation and The Punch newspaper.
And I have a copy of the Nigerian Tribune.
Alright, so we go back to the headlines. CBN develops 3.5 trillion naira 3-year recovery plan. And that's on the page 29 of the Nation newspaper. CBN develops 3.5 trillion naira 3-year recovery plan.
And Dayo, it seems that we have some answers for our frequent listener, the grandma from Ilorin. She's always asking about Amotekun and what has happened to the takeoff of that security.
Exactly.
Now we have here why Amotekun has not taken off, and that's coming from Dawn Commission. That's on page 27 of
I'm sure they can't wait to hear the full details of that story. All right, and so some basic headlines, I'm just going to take them one after the other. On the Nation newspaper, Lagos State Secretariat shut. Oyo begins testing for 2019 doctors on quarantine in Nigeria. Akeredolu imposes curfew on Ondo State. Osun extends lockdown by another 2 weeks. Kwara reviews market opening. Adamawa relaxes shutdown. Ganduje locks down Kano for 1 week. Katsina in house-to-house search for Lagos Abuja returnees. It's a big deal that you went to Lagos.
House to house.
Abuja and Lagos returnees like UK, America returnees.
They become returnees in their own country.
I'm telling you. Okowa extends Delta lockdown. Sosoliso Airline CEO dies of coronavirus. These are major headlines in the Nation newspaper.
And some crime headlines this morning. Nasarawa governor intervenes to resolve thief Junko crisis in Taraba, Benue. Police arrest female armorer of kidnap gang. A 34-year-old man kills woman over 2 million found in her account in Oyo. And monarch's wife daughter kidnapped in Oyo. And also police uncovered decomposing body in uncompleted building in Lagos. And we have this sad one, COVID-19 fumigation personnel dies in Plateau auto crash.
Yeah, what a pity. We have Osun Facebook users remanded for alleged falsehood. Details of that on page 4. Commission probes failed cosmetic surgeries. And we have suspected herdsmen kidnap Oyo monarch's wife and daughter. Yawoba Oluri. We need Amotekun. Details on page 30 of the Punch newspaper. Airlines bidding for evacuation of Nigerians in US, China. We have suspected killer of woman evangelist, 18 others paraded. And finally, Ogun to suspend lockdown 3 days on Friday. See if you have some stories from the sports angle.
Falcons need world-class coach. That's coming from Amaju Pinnick, sports page of the Nigerian Tribune this morning. And Ruiz wants a Joshua trilogy.
That's nice. We have the sports page of the Nation. Okay, let's take the Punch first. The Punch newspaper. That's page 31 of the Punch newspaper. Inter want Griezmann in Martinez swap, and we have United offer Igalo £200,000 weekly pay cut for permanent deal. Tour de France set to be postponed. Yeah, that bike race. Annual Tour de France is set to be postponed. All this on page 31 of the Punch newspaper. We also have Iwobi. Akpom should play for Eagles. And we have Fellaini. Remember Fellaini, former Man U player, leaves hospital after coronavirus treatment. Oh, congrats, Fellaini. You're now negative, sorry. No, go positive. It's free. I want Eredivisie concluded. That's Deserts. And NBA player Towns' mother dies of coronavirus. Yeah. All right, that's about that. On the sports page of the Punch newspaper. I think it's high time we go to some major details
of the headlines this morning.
You have a story right there in front of you.
All right, I'm talking about Nigeria heading into its worst recession in 30 years, and that's coming from the IMF. Now, as a result of the ongoing disruptions caused by the coronavirus COVID-19 pandemic, the International Monetary Fund IMF has predicted that the Nigerian economy would witness negative gross domestic product (GDP) growth of minus 3.4% in 2020, which might plunge the country into our worst recession in over 30 years. This is after IMF, the economy had experienced a 2.2% growth in 2019. Chief Economist and Director of the Research Department, IMF, Jita Gopinath, said this during an online press conference on the latest World Economic Outlook WEO released Tuesday at the ongoing virtual spring meetings of the IMF and World Bank in Washington. Nigeria heading into its worst recession in 30 years, says IMF.
Wow.
As if we don't have enough troubles already.
I'm telling you.
Even before COVID-19. The economy wasn't really doing.
We really hope the fiscal and monetary policies of the government of the day, especially the CBN, Ministry of Finance, will get us out of this rut. Because this time around, it's a global issue, but if we're not careful, it could affect us and leave us worse. If these guys are saying it, whether we like them or not, it's not a question of whether IMF is on our side or not. I think it's important to pick the message. Just leave the messenger now and see how the average Nigerian will be better off and not worse off from all of this. I take this as a warning signal.
And the CBN governor is saying, it's announcing 3 strategies to strengthen the economy. What I hope it won't be just talk.
Exactly. That's my thought. That's exactly what I'm thinking right now. Because, I mean, the total 2016 was really not this much. It was just, crude oil issues. And after a year, we technically left recession. Some are still arguing with me. I have economic friends, economic experts as friends who will tell me that your country is still in recession. How much are you selling in $1? I said 3 something. Said, you are still in recession. Said the only way you would have known that you are no longer in recession is that you go back, to the initial, which is I think 190 to $1. He said if we had been able to achieve that, then we can say we are out of recession. But that we are still selling at 3 something, then he said you are still in recession. Don't deceive yourself. I said, but CBN said we are technically out of recession. He said don't deceive yourself. The indices are there. These are the things you use to weigh it. How much are you buying the dollar? I said, okay. Unfortunately, when I woke up this morning, I have this oilprice.com and all that. I used to check, indices across the world. Naira is selling to $1 now at 410 naira.
Wow.
Which means $1 million US in the US, let's say in New York, January 1, is still $1 million today. But in Nigeria, $1 million in January 1 is about 360, 365 naira. Right now, $1 million is 410 naira. Some people say more money. Walani. It's a big trouble. You know why? Because even our debt, we used to calculate it for ourselves in naira. Now it will increase.
But one thing, I'm not an expert, but one thing I keep thinking about is when you place all this side by side, Nigeria being acknowledged as the fastest growing economy in Africa, how does it begin to add up? We're heading into recession. yet our economy is the fastest growing before COVID-19, of course.
Sure. Well, you know why we are being, bandied as the fastest growing economy? There's another statistic right beside it about the poverty capital
Of the world.
Nigeria has the largest number of poor people, ahead of India. Can you imagine? In the whole world. That is also there. It just means we have some extremes, some seriously wealthy people, whether they made it in the right way or not, and some seriously poor people. Unfortunately, the scale has been tilted such that the poor people outnumber massively the rich or wealthy people, and that's the danger. The richest black man in Africa is a Nigerian, for God's sake. If you check Forbes list of the first 10 in Africa, a good number from Nigeria. But then how has that impacted? We've not been able to manage appropriately the resources, and that's a dangerous one. The average common man gets to pay for all of this every day.
And who was that former British Prime Minister that once said that I think he said
fantastically corrupt.
Aside that, there was a British PM that said about, I think it was said 8 Nigerians could actually solve all the problems.
Which is not wrong, actually. It's not wrong, just check the donors list, the recent donors list. I'm not mentioning any name anyway. It's not my business here. But as much as I would not go against any capitalist doing his business, I think it's more of the job of the government. Those are the people who voted. I didn't vote Dangote. I didn't vote Adenuga. No, I didn't. I did not. I'm not sure Otedola was on the ballot paper in the last election. Okay, so
of course,
so it will be very wrong for me to sit down here and begin to say it's those people. No, it's not their fault. It's not their fault. We voted some people into power, and we expect them to do the right thing. We're talking about the common man bearing the brunt. I'll take 2 security stories. I'm sure Grandma in Ilorin will be interested in one of them. All right. 1. DHQ probes airstrikes on civilians in Borno. I must apologize. I avoided this story 2 days ago when it broke because it's messed up with my emotions. The Nigerian Air Force bombed a civilian location in Borno State. Kids died. They said it was a mistake.
Yeah. And we also have airstrikes against insurgents in Borno targeted at civilians.
But you killed civilians. I mean, now they're saying they are probing it. DHQ probes airstrikes on civilians in Borno. That's it. Okay, so the Defense Headquarters of Abuja said it is investigating airstrikes carried out by Operation Lafia Dole's Air Task Force in Shokotoko village in the Damboa local government area of Borno State, leading to the alleged killing of some civilians. They didn't mention the number. The DHQ Defense Media Operation said on Tuesday that after an investigation into the misfiring, subsequent actions will be taken in line with extant regulations and best practices while remaining accountable to the Nigerian people. Some eyewitnesses in the area had on Monday alleged that more than 10 civilians, including women and children, were killed when a fighter jet belonging to Operation Lafia Dole hit the village on the evening of last Thursday and morning of Friday, 2 days. The military jet, which was followed by an intelligence, surveillance, and reconnaissance platform, had been detailed to track the location on the information that scores of Boko Haram terrorists were congregating in the area. The DMO coordinator, Major General John Eneje, in a statement in Abuja on Tuesday, said the military had commenced an investigation to the airstrikes and there would be subsequent actions. Unfortunately, the lives lost cannot be gotten back. Kids, women gone just like that.
Well, there's some contradiction here. This story in the Nigerian Tribune, the Defense Headquarters is outrightly denying that this thing happened. Although
I'm not surprised.
They say they are going to conduct an investigation.
I'm not surprised.
It says that the Armed Forces of Nigeria on Tuesday debunked reports in a section of the media indicating that the Air Task Force of Operation Lafia Dole at Shokotoko village in Damboa government area of Borno State last Thursday led to the death of some civilians in the area. It says a statement made available to newsmen in Abuja by the Coordinator of Defense Operations, Major General John Edenche, urged members of the public to ignore such misleading reports. But they now said, okay, that they will however carry out an investigation.
But we should first of all ignore. Imagine. You can just imagine. In the same breath, you are saying...
Deny before investigating.
Can you imagine? People died. People died. You know, one of the reasons why I avoided the story then was because it was sketchy. I was waiting for them to issue a press release, which they've just done now. People died. You can't be making mistakes with people's lives. God help Nigeria. Well, let's go to our own personal security here in the Southwest. We'll do for a commercial break. When we're back, I'll give you details of this particular story. Please don't go anywhere.
News Beats.
Coronavirus not be your friend, oh.
Coronavirus not be your friend.
I say coronavirus not be my friend.
Coronavirus not be your friend.
I dey wash my hand with soap for 20 seconds.
Me, I dey use my hand sanitizer.
Me, I dey keep my social distance, oh.
Coronavirus don't dey for town. Mr. Wakadume.
Madam Toku.
Coronavirus don't dey for town.
My sister, my brother, coronavirus don't dey obodo Nigeria, oh. The virus bad well. You fit get am if you touch person wey don't get am, or waiting person wey don't get am touch. Wash your hand well with soap and water for 20 seconds, or use hand sanitizer. Give space of 1 meter or 3 feet from everybody, and stay inside your house. Oh, if wetin you wan go do outside no important well. If you wan cough or sneeze, do am inside your elbow wey you fold. If you get cough or high fever and you dey find am difficult to breathe, abeg o, make you call 0800 9700 0010 for help. Abeg, make we join hand fight this disease together. So stay for house, not be forever.
Coronavirus go soon waka.
This message now from Coalition Against COVID-19, COVID.
News Beats.
All right, so glad to know you're still there. You're listening to Newsbeat, coming to you live from the stables of Oluyole 98.5 FM. Are you just tuning in? It's 7 a.m. I am Oladayo Ogunbowale.
I'm Tola Teriba.
All right, I know it's time for us to open the phone lines and start taking comments from our feedback channels. But then, of course, this is one story you want to hear. The phone lines will be open. In fact, they are open right now. Comments are streaming in on Facebook and Twitter. COVID-19 delaying Amotekun takeoff, says Dawn Commission. The Development Agenda for Western Nigeria Commission said on Tuesday that the coronavirus pandemic was affecting the takeoff of Operation Amotekun for the security of the 6 southwest states. The Commission said the restriction of movement and ban on large gathering of people to curb the spread of coronavirus had altered recruitment of corps for the regional security outfit. The Western Nigeria Security Network, codenamed Operation Amotekun, had been inaugurated in September 2019 as a regional response to the growing insecurity in the southwest. In a statement on Tuesday titled COVID-19 Pandemic, Amotekun and the Call for Deployment in the Wake of Insecurity in the Region, the Commission said the outbreak of COVID-19 in Nigeria has stalled the recruitment process. COVID-19 delaying Amotekun takeoff, says Dawn Commission. The phone lines are open: 08055009850. That's the shortest line right now. 08055009850. From wherever you are in the world, feel free to call that line. If you're outside the country, just add +234 08055009850. I'm saying that because I can see some fingers waving at me on social media from outside Nigeria. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Morning, sir.
I'm Fabio from Kompadodo College.
Okay, nice to have you, sir.
I want to tell you, only 40 tons were delivered. What Nigerians do not help. We are Nigerians. Because of this palliative is going to help us at the end of the day as first. Some Nigerians, 10%, it is only 10% of this palliative that is correct for the poor. This is the poor. Let's say they got only 5%. The remaining 5% comes to the hand of these opportunities. And the truth, the most of the country, what is happening there is that this palliative is not that you need to take. Look at Ghana. Total is free. Total is free. Everything is free as of now in Ghana. So, that is what you are able to do. Can you see the country? It's to everybody. So that that's my own budget for her. At the same time, I want to advise our local government. So for the community testing, instead of taking 2,500 people alone, community testing, so that this problem can be solved once and for all. And I'm sure God will vaccinate with water corona in your state. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much, Mr. Fallon. I think the aim too is to do some community testing. As much it was flagged off yesterday, officially by the government.
And there'll be improvements subsequently on what is presently on the ground.
On Facebook, Rashid Aliu Sise is saying good morning to you. That sounds like a Cameroonian name. Hello, good morning.
Hello, Dayo. Good morning.
Morning, Grandma.
Good morning, Grandma.
I'm very grateful. But don't let this corona affect the Amateku. Please do the interview one by one.
Okay.
And let it begin by the end of this month by the grace of God.
Amen.
Amen.
God bless you and bless Nigeria. Bless your state.
Amen. And Kwara State too. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Oh, seems you still wanted to say something. Please feel free to call back, Grandma. You're always welcome. I mean, anything for the elderly people amongst us. All right, on Facebook again, let me just be taking it little by little. Oh, Oluyole says, good morning, good people at Oluyole 98.5 FM. I'm listening from Ijebu-Jesha, as always. Thank you so much. All right, hello, good morning. Oh, and you were on. Back to Facebook. Julius Jane is saying morning. Okay, we too, we are saying morning. Matthew Olaleru. Okay, we'll come back to Matthew.
Hello, good morning. Hello.
You're on.
Oh.
Not ready to go. All right, Matthew Olaleru on Facebook saying, good morning, sir. The military should be more careful in discharging their duties as regards this COVID-19 issue. My prayer is that God will see us through. God bless Nigeria. Olaleru Matthew from Ileru, Kajola, local government, or your state.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning to you.
Good morning, sir. You are on.
Yeah, it's Babaola Esu from Ogbomoso.
Okay, Babaola.
Please, quickly, I want to commend the effort of two of you. I don't even know how two of you, find yourself in that area. You are massive. Your partnership is just, it cannot even be described.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir.
As if, you sleep together, your reasoning, your thinking is just in line.
Wow. Thank you.
However,
so much.
I want to ask all these, issues that we used to discuss upon. Some people will be just expressing their views, annoying in a manner. Are these government or those people we are talking to, do they normally listen to this program at all? Because if they listen to this program, look at this, lives that are just been wasted because of, necessary, like this, our military. Unarmed civilians, women, children, their lives just and at the end of the day, they will just bring unnecessary excuses and all these things because of this. And even they even deny the issue. Please, I'm only asking whether they listen to us or what.
All right, thank you so much, Mr. Babala. Well, one thing you can be very sure of is that Broadcasting Corporation of Oyo State, as the name implies, is a government-owned station, so they are bound to listen, and whether you like it or not. That's the difference between a private-owned and a government-owned station. Government is bound to listen, so I can assure you, we are sure that government is listening. Okay, so that one is certain. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Morning, sir.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, sir. We can hear you. Please stay away from the radio set, or you turn it down.
How are you?
Well, fine, sir.
Well, thank you.
Your name and location, sir. Hello.
You hear me?
We can hear you clearly. Your name and location.
Okay, talking from Ogbomoso.
All right, please go ahead with your comment.
I like this program.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Not whether the people concerned hearing you, so that they can make change. You hear me?
We are with you, sir. Make your comment.
You are doing well, but those people are not hearing. How do you know so that they will hear what you are saying?
Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right. We really appreciate your call. Thank you for connecting with us. You want to say something?
Well, we believe people listen. People in the positions of authority. People they hear what Nigerians say about them, and well, it depends on the individual.
Exactly.
If he wants to actually act on those things or not, and sometimes it depends on the advisors and at the top echelons of government.
This is not a station where you worry whether government is listening. They are listening. This is government-owned station. I mean, let me quickly jump to Facebook. Gani Rufai Anima Shaun says, good morning. Well done, sir. Thank you. Adiola Sunday saying the fear of COVID-19 should be the beginning of our wisdom in Nigeria. It is high time to learn to save for rainy days. Nigeria can only look for financial aid when we are in problem. Thanks to EU donation. Okay, we say very good thank you to the European Union. We'll go back to the phone lines right about now.
Hello, good morning. Please turn down the volume of your radio set. Wow.
Hello, sir.
Hello, turn down the volume of your radio set or you move away from it.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Good morning, ma'am.
Okay. So I don't know the reason why some banks they are deducting some charges for this sanitizer and soap they are buying for their customers. They are deducting it from the amount of the customers.
By the way, you didn't tell us your name and location, ma. Hello.
Hello.
Your name, ma.
They are deducting some amount from their customers' account.
Yes.
For buying, when we ask the reason why, they say that they are using it for buying soap and sanitizer.
Noted, ma. You didn't tell us your name and location.
Okay, Mrs. Spider from Saki.
Okay, thank you so much. Okay, so you went to a bank and they deducted money for sanitizer from your account.
For the account.
That's interesting.
That's quick.
I'm surprised.
When we asked them, they said that they are using it for buying sanitizer and soap and water for the customer to wash their hands.
A commercial bank. Wow, that's interesting.
What did you say?
Well, I said I'm surprised that a commercial bank would deduct money from. Did it happen to you personally, ma, or someone told you?
Yes.
Which one? Did it happen to you personally?
In general, if we met some people in the bank asking them the reason why.
Okay. Oh, wow, that's interesting.
Yes,
well, well, I'm pretty sure the authorities are hearing and the right thing will be done. You know, you are not supposed to be. You are not supposed to pay for what they are supposed to supply to you. Thank you, Mr. Saidat, Mrs. Saidat. I hope I got that. I know from is it Shaki now? Thank you so much. I mean, this is citizen journalism. Thank you so much.
As mentioned, the bank. I hope the authorities will do
the right thing.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
This is Prince Adeyemi from Ogunese.
Okay.
Nice to have you, Prince. Let's have a comment.
Well done for the program.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
I thank God that the issue of Amotegun has not been forgotten. Because I heard from the headline you read this morning that Amotegun is still online. So that one, I thank God. Hopefully that never have to forget that statement. Then another thing, I want to advise the government to please, for the sake of people, relax this order in some affected states. Some people, some residents in these states, they are suffering. Most of them, they find it difficult to go out on their normal activities. Most of them, they find it difficult to live. So if they can, if those states can emulate your state, I want to comment the effort of Engineer Kelimakinde. God will continue to empower him. He has done us well in this state. He has done us well in this state, and God will continue to empower him. So I want to advise the federal government to assist people. It's not fair. It's not fair for locking somebody in without giving anything to eat or to drink. So thank you. God will bless you and your family.
Amen.
Amen.
Thank you, Prince Aderemi. We really appreciate that.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Morning, how are you?
Good
Fine,
morning.
thank
We can hear you. Go ahead.
My name is Oluyole. I'm calling from Kaduna.
Oh,
Kaduna.
brilliant. Go ahead with your comment.
Yeah, you guys are doing a great job by putting your certificate on the social media. Through social media, we are able to monitor your certificate very clear and
Oh,
Thank you so
thank
much.
you so much for that.
Really appreciate that. Do you have other comments? Yes, we're in your state, Ibadan, precisely. Hello, are you still there?
yes, go to our new governor. Mr. Sheikh, if I is my first your media.
Okay.
May good Lord be with him and the entire people of your state.
Amen.
Amen.
Thank
Thank
you.
you very much.
All right, thank you so much. We
you
really
so much.
appreciate it. All the way from Kaduna. This beat has gone out now. All right. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Morning,
Good
sir.
morning, sir.
Yeah, this is Good Luck calling from Agbowo.
Oh, Mr. Good Luck. Nice to have you.
Yeah. Oh, fantastic. I want to draw attention to something, though it's not part of what you presented to us this morning.
Please go ahead.
It's the issue of burning tires on tarred roads.
Okay.
I don't know who's responsible for this, whether the security men, the vigilante groups. But my concern is that on the long run, these spots where they burn tires, they turn out to be potholes. We know road maintenance in this part of the world is a Herculean task. So I don't think it's proper creating more problems in a bit to solve one.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Very important. It's even in the Nation newspaper. Your state government warned people, do not burn tires on the road. They didn't say don't burn tires. Okay, but please don't burn them on the road. It's pulse, just like Good Luck. Thank God it's not even us that even said it there. Anywhere you burn tires, there's a very, very huge likelihood of a pothole developing there. Okay, please let's keep our roads safe. I saw it's a major headline, yesterday. Your government wants community vigilantes against burning of tires on tarred roads. Please let's avoid it. If you want to burn it beside. Okay, we understand people are trying to help themselves, security wise,
secure themselves, and actually they believe that's one of the best ways to scare off the evil ones and the marauders from descending on their communities. But
please do it the right way. Even if you must do it the right way. And we must use this opportunity to also call on the security agencies, the police, the Joint Task Force, and of course, more importantly, Operation Bust. Please reach out to. Some people that have been saying we call them. They will say they are coming. Please, respond on time. A lot is going on in Ibadan. A lot is going on.
I think the best way is to work in synergy with these vigilante groups. They know the communities.
Exactly.
They can actually help create them.
We need more security, no doubt. Things are going on in this country, and in fact, we really need to do something about it. Dari Let's Smile at Let's Smile 7 is saying, why is IMF telling us we are entering recession? Market prices tells us we are still there. Nothing has changed. The National Economic Council have not changed anything with their unimplementable policies, if any. Okay. That's Dari Let's Smile on Twitter. Thank you, Mr. Dari. Your comment right there.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir. Hello,
God bless all of you there.
Amen.
I want to talk about this right. The right, I hope the right will not be a ghost right to us again.
Or audio right.
My
as
name
people
is
used to say.
Mr. Daniel from Rimacho.
Okay.
I don't know what is wrong in this nation. The other time we are told that Python swallowed billions of naira. This time around, 110 trucks of rice. I hope it will not got missing again.
Amen.
God bless Nigeria.
Amen.
Thank you.
Amen. 110 is not a joke. If you 10,000 Bodija market, you will know something enter though.
I don't want to believe that rice is missing.
It's somewhere. They are just waiting for somebody to hand over. Those trucks cannot be missing.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I'm from Oluyole, Oluyole.
Okay, yeah, Monsura. You're welcome.
I thank God because the government they help us to give them, but I want to support the drama for about Amoteto program.
Okay.
The government do not forget when it's coronavirus. Yes, I pray for God Almighty. So the coronavirus will soon go out of the world.
Amen.
I enjoy your program.
Thank you so much, man. We really appreciate you too. Thank you for calling. Let me quickly jump to Twitter before I go back to Facebook. Yusuf AI at Abu Space saying the Buhari-led administration really mean well for the people by creating NSIP, which is the first of its kind. Not really. We've been having NSIP. Yeah. Remember you win and all that. There has been some social investment projects. I mean, it used to be the wives of the. Remember Better Life? We've been having projects actually. We've been having projects actually. Well, but internal forces are frustrating the program to pull it down, since many of those in the corridor of power don't seem to pocket anything from the program. Okay. He also said, imagine beneficiaries just getting March stipends by 15th of April, yet none has received a dime. Though amidst this corona season, meaning they should expect April payment by May 30. This is part of the frustration affecting the NSIP program. Can you see like a decimal attitude? Okay, from who now? He's talking about the Empower project, Empower program now that they are getting paid for last month, this month. What's going on? A country that maltreats its youth is only calling for crime increase and insurgents. Prince Adelowo Kayode Okin at Adelowo Kayode 1 is saying, I would like to ask, why is it that numbers of positive COVID-19 rises even in lockdown states and not in other states like Oyo State? Thanks to People's Governor, GSM. Kayode from Okeo. I'm sure GSM is hearing you.
Hello, good morning. Lines.
Hello?
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Moran Studio.
Yeah.
Morning, sir.
I want to comment about the bank who are reducing and sanitize from the people account.
Your name and location, sir?
My name is Dimas Subai from Ido.
Okay. From where?
From Ido.
Okay. Please go ahead, sir.
Yeah. So if a bigger bank like that can still do such a thing to the in time of period, I think it's not fair. We in Nigeria, I don't know the reason why we are not life for ourselves. I think with this situation on the ground now, the bank could have helped their customer, know them some money paper later to help them in this hard time like this. They are still going to reduce sanitized money out of their money. You say that's fair for a society like Nigeria, for God's sake. My brother, I thought people let our people know we're supposed to love ourselves. It's not good. They are our customer and see they don't sanitize money out of the customer. How much is that money? Instead to help us, give us some small loan, which one we can repay back later. There are so many banks think about of that. Contribute money to the government and not listening to the people. Oh my God. God help this country.
Amen. All right. Thank you so much. Well, I think it's important we let people know that comment is still on the speculative mode. None of us here has confirmed. Just one person called in that so happened. Unfortunately, she was not even able to tell us whether it happened to her directly or someone told her. So it will not be fair on us to just begin to castigate any bank right now, saying that they are doing something that we have not confirmed. Okay, I think it's important the average listener knows that. Let me quickly jump to Facebook again. Benjamin Oyedeji saying, morning, my brothers. Killing of civilians in Borno is not a mistake. That was what they were sent to do. And the wicked will meet God along the line. I can't say what. I don't know. You said that's what they are sent to do. I'm not sure they are sent to kill civilians. That's not fair.
That's not correct.
They are meant to protect civilians. It most likely is a mistake.
Yeah, yes, definitely it was a mistake.
Exactly. Ibrahim Saleh Aruna saying, good morning, sir. I just pray that Almighty God should see us victorious over this pandemic. They promised to start paying Empower beneficiary yesterday, but nothing is received. Are you a beneficiary? Okay. God bless Nigeria. I'm Haruna from Odo Ogbomosho. Olufemi Oladiti, he said that's his name. He's watching from Kaduna. Oh, probably that's the person that called from Kaduna, saying kudos to you people there. Thank you all the way from Kaduna. Aziz Maboreje saying good morning. Agbo Mojo Wole was saying I really commend all your efforts, both of you. I pray that's why I always listen to your news. Thank you. I pray the government hears all what we're saying. Thank you. Darasimi Divine say good day, SARS. You have done well. Keep it up. Thank you. Abiona S. Samuel saying good morning. Please, I want to know as regards to testing ground for COVID-19 made possible by your state governor. Is it everybody to walk in there and get tested, or is it for selected people? Do you have symptoms? If that's a yes, you can get tested. Not because you have one headache and you just walk there. They have limited kits. Please, let's not go and bombard the place where they are testing, except for people who have symptoms or people who just returned from any of UK or US or confirmed cases country. So it's not for everybody. Please, let's not make a mess of this gesture. Adegoke Akin says people are asking if the politicians are listening to this program. If politicians were to call to order to go on here, so they are listening. Okay, I hope I understand what he's trying to say there. Ojiku to Abiodun, nice one. You guys are doing a great job. Thank you. God bless you also. Amen. I just wish that public opinion be separated from practicable reality. I wish that you continue to reiterate to our listeners that commentary views aired are personal opinion as a result of versus experience. I hope I understand what Rahman is trying to say there. Ahmed Adeni from Ibadan, good morning. In fact, close down the Lagos state is affecting us. Okay. Those are the people going after Lagos returnee. It's not a crime to come from Lagos, It's not a crime. Can we pick one or two more calls? You want to say something?
I begin to get worried about this labeling of people as returnees in their own country.
Can you imagine?
Lagos returnees, Abuja returnees. I don't know. There could be better ways of going about these things. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, ma.
Oh, brilliant. Let's have a comment, ma.
I have to talk about Amotekun.
Go ahead.
Okay.
I think I wish they are still working on it. And they will not stop this Amotekun people.
They won't.
So that's normal. Then on this payment of Empower, it was just said yesterday. So we need to be patient so that before this week runs out, we know maybe they are paying or not.
Okay.
I know we have a government that has a listing here.
Okay.
And they are listening to all what everybody is saying. And they definitely work on it. They should make it fast.
Okay. Are you a beneficiary or you know someone who is?
I have someone that is benefiting from it.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much, man. We really appreciate your call. All right. We pick one more call before we leave. Final caller for the day.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, my brother.
Good morning, sir.
My name is Mr. Zubair again. About of the transfer money for quality for the people. Yesterday, I heard some people are saying that it's a Londoner something they are putting in there. If you are listening well yesterday, it's a parliament council some states from south who are delaying that transfer money to the people beneficiaries. But when we are talking here, we in the south, we are enemies of ourselves. We cannot get the money to give to the people, but they are delaying to transfer the money to the people until the government has suspending it. So, and many people are talking on the platform already. I hear many say they are the north, the south. Why we start now? We just do this for ourselves, like because of our education for what? Please let us try to do something for ourselves quickly. We don't need to say because we are beginning for conclusion of the government. This is too common in the south here. For instance, now when the outside say make for register, many people say they are not health chance. Why don't people do that thing now? Command their food that way. By that the benefits coming, we will come to continue complain here. What is our problem? Please,
right.
brother.
Thank you so much. Huh?
The matter for the bank I'm talking for this one.
Okay.
If the case is true, what the man is true, so we should do something about it. Thank you. God bless you.
All right, thank you so much. But we're yet to confirm whether it's true or not. Cash transfer in Oyo State, we have about 5,728 households enjoying it in Oyo State. So it was not cancelled. That information you gave is wrong, sir. The federal government did not cancel any states. They suspended, in fact, they decided to remove some contractors, about 2 contractors that failed to start payments in some states. Oyo State is not even among. Okay, so please let's not reel out information that we are not sure of. That's very important. We're out of time. 7:29. Boluwaji is in the studio. We'll come your way again tomorrow. Till that time, I am Oladayo Ogunbowale.
Tola Teriba. Boluwaji, Amaju Pinnick is saying that the Super Falcons need a world-class coach. What do you think about that?
And Olise is saying he does not want to do Super Eagles coach. Who is asking him before?
Well, it was actually nice. At the moment, General's contract has not been renewed. So,
yes.
Speculations here and there. In fact, Humphrey Cho has actually been named one way or the other. But of course, just we can see what happens. But at the moment, Olise says, I have a story concerning that one actually. And when Olise is saying that, he would never coach Nigeria again because of the way he was treated. He said while he was the manager of the team, he was being owed salary, 4-month salary. But now that a white man is in charge, he just never heard. And he's even paid like 4 times 4 of
so
what
we treat white men better than our own people. What? God bless Nigeria. All right, that's it on Newsbeat. And you over to Boluwaji. Up next, Sport Tidbits. Don't go anywhere.
Newsbeat.
Good morning, Ibadan. Good morning, Oyo State. Good morning, Nigeria. Time check at 7:30 a.m. I know it's sport time right here on Oluyole 98.5 FM, on Okyogun FM 96.3, as well as Agility FM 92.1. Yes, it's the midweek edition of Spotted Beats. My name is Boluwaji Ogunmola, and of course, it's time to bring you up to speed with all the happenings making the rounds in the beautiful world of sports. Bring you the latest, the hottest, and the juiciest news making the rounds in the beautiful world of sports. This lovely morning, I've got a lot of news to cover this morning, from football to boxing to tennis. I've got you covered this lovely morning. Ladies and gentlemen, you're welcome on board. Well, you can also listen, yes, online, www.bcs.tv, or download our mobile application on Google Play Store. And let me also inform you that you can watch all our programs live on Facebook and on Twitter. Just search Oluyole 98.5 FM on Facebook and of course on Twitter. Good to have you join us this lovely Wednesday morning. Alright, let's start from the local scene this morning. Yes, we're going straight to Rivers State, where Rivers United coach Stanley Guma has berated the league management company for its organization of the current MPFL season, citing lack of television coverage, fixture congestion, poor health care for players are some of the issues that bedeviled their current campaign. However, the experienced tactician also commended the organizers for improved officiating in the current season, which had been suspended indefinitely due to the COVID-19 pandemic. Let's listen to Stanley Eguma this lovely morning.
Generally, other areas of organization was zero. Like there was no TV, which was the worst of it all. OTV in the league. The worst of it all, and if we see what poor management, medical management has caused, the league losing some players, and then bad facilities, very poor facilities we provided, and then this issue of traveling long distances and matches are being played in between 2 games in a week, 3 days in a week, and considering the journeys that we make every week, we can travel long distances twice. So if you have to go and 2 away games within a week. It doesn't help the team. It doesn't help the teams the players to play at their best, and it doesn't enable teams to get good results. The wears and tears of the journeys and the league, affect the team performances. It's not good for us. It didn't help the league at all. I think the LSC should do that, but I think the worst of it is not putting the league on TV.
Yes, he said the worst of it all is not putting the league on TV. Remember that in November, the LMC signed a mouth-watering television deal with a projected revenue of $225 million with a Chinese outfit for 5 years. But no league game was actually televised on any platform before the season was suspended due to COVID-19. While his complaints notwithstanding, Eguma also praised the organizers for improved officiating in the league this season.
Honestly, in the past we have had better league than the present. The only thing that changed was just the officiating. Officiating improved so much in this season. Aside officiating, everything went bad. I give kudos to the league organizers, especially the Nigerian Referees Association, for bringing out credible referees. And the officiating was, almost perfect. Since we are going different venues and getting good results, there was not too much complaint of referees robbing teams and all those kind of things.
That was Rivers United coach Stanley Eguma bearing his mind on the league this very season. Right, moving on this morning, President of the NFF, Amajimovan Pinnick, has vowed to appoint a world-class coach for the Super Falcons of Nigeria. The Falcons are yet to have a substantive coach since the exit of former boss Thomas Denby last September before the crash out of the Olympic Games qualifiers a month later. The NFF were bidding to host the 2020 African Women's Cup of Nations in November this year, but amid the COVID-19 outbreak, they put the bid on hold for the moment. The Super Eagles were billed to face Nigeria Republic or Togo in June to earn a qualification ticket for African Women's Cup of Nations, but CAF has postponed these qualifiers, and Pinnick has now confirmed that the process of recruiting a top tactician, a world-class coach for the Falcons is ongoing, while also blaming the delay on the coronavirus pandemic. And he promised during the interview 2 days ago that his federation is doing everything possible to bring in a very good manager for the Falcons. Moving on this month, let's talk about a former Super Eagles coach, Sunday Okechukwu-Olise. Former Super Eagles coach Olise has stated that he will never coach the Nigerian national team again. Given his unpleasant past experience, Olise had a great impact during his time with the Super Eagles of Nigeria as a player, and was a part of the side that won the 1994 African Cup of Nations. In 2015, he was appointed as coach of the Super Eagles, taking over from another former international, Stephen Kechi, who guided the side to clinch the 2013 African Cup of Nations in South Africa. Olise, however, endured a torrid time while in charge of the Eagles and complained of poor treatment from the NFF. The former Super Eagles captain has recalled the event that led to him to quit his role as manager of the side in 2016. In his words, "No, I don't have the intention of ever coaching the Super Eagles again. I loved working with the boys. I loved coaching my country, but the atmosphere around it was no longer healthy. I didn't want the job anymore. Health-wise, I was not feeling too good. Secondly, we were owed salaries. I was spending money on my health and on my team. I just couldn't die on the job. Truth is, we have a foreign coach now, and from what I heard and know, he is being paid 4 times the wages that Stephen Kechi and I were paid, and these are 2 players who won trophies for Nigeria. I've never had a raw complaint about wages. Kechi, while he was was coaching, was always complaining when Olise was also coaching. He said he was owed 4 months' salaries and his assistants were owed 6 months' salaries. And those were some of the things that frustrated him out of the job. The words of Olise this morning. All right, moving on. The Nigerian Football Federation's second vice president, Shehu Diko, has disclosed that the country is yet to receive its prize money from the 2019 Women's World Cup. The Super Falcons, remember, reached the round of 16 for the first time since 1999 and were entitled to receive $1 million for recording such a feat. The NFF had expected to confirm receipt of the prize money in December 2019, but as it stands, they are yet to receive the money. But FIFA has come out to explain that they are working pretty hard to complete the process of sending the money to Nigeria. The top NFF official expressed surprise at the payment delay from FIFA, but assured that the federation will waste no time to disburse the funds. Once paid, Nigeria will take on either Nigeria, Republic or Togo in the African Women's Cup of Nations qualifiers in June as they get up to retain their crown later in the year. Away from football, let's quickly touch on cycling this morning, where the Tour de France is set to be postponed after the French government said no mass gatherings can take place in the country before the 15th of July due to the COVID-19 pandemic. The 107th edition of the Tour was set to begin in Nice on the 27th of June and conclude in Paris on the 19th of July. But President Emmanuel Macron's announcement means that it will not be able to do so. Organizers of the Tour de France, ASO, have already ruled out the idea of attempting to stake the race behind closed doors and have been speaking to local authorities due to host stages around alternative dates. Cancellation of the race must also be considered a possibility, but would be a last resort given the tour's importance to cycling's economy, attracting audience from all over the world. Still in France this morning, the French Federation is launching a 35 million euros support plan for tennis amid the COVID-19 crisis. The professional tennis has been suspended until mid-July following the cancellation of Wimbledon, while the May 24th to June 7th French Open has already been rescheduled for September 20 to October 4th due to the lockdown. Most of the estimated 70 million euros net earnings from the clay court Grand Slam tournament are spent on helping French tennis. Straight to boxing this morning, Anthony Oluwafemi Joshua has been called out by a fresh opponent amid the ongoing break from professional boxing. The Brit has already been forced to delay his preparations for his scheduled title defense against Kupro Pulev, all but ending hopes of a potential bout with Tyson Fury this year. The 30-year-old would unify the division should he beat Pulev and Fury come through against Deontay Wilder, making his recent call out fairly speculative. Undefeated Franco Sanchez is said to be eyeing a chance to fight Joshua, having beaten Joe Daweko on points last month to move into top 10 of the WBO rankings. That challenger from the WBO division, yes, for Anthony Joshua. Let's see how things pan out, if they can actually set up a fight. But certainly that can't happen this year. He must fight Cobra Pulev this year and possibly Fury before taking up the WBO challenge. All right, so back to the world of football this morning. FIFA Vice President Victor Montagliani has said that international football may not return until 2021 due to the ongoing coronavirus pandemic. Victor, who is also the president of the governing body of football in North and Central Africa and Caribbean as the CONCACAF, heads FIFA's working group on dealing with the implications of the COVID-19 on the FIFA calendar. FIFA already postponed international fixtures due to take place in March and June, and Montagliani says that the matches scheduled for the international windows in September, October and November could be under threat also. Montagliani also said that he does not think that support supporters will be able to attend matches as soon as domestic football returns. Hard times for football across the globe. We are moving to England this morning. England women's football squad have announced a collective donations to the Players Together Fund. Last week, I told you about the initiative set up by Premier League footballers. Players Together, the fund was established after meetings between Premier League players to discuss the best way to support NHS and other frontline staff through the coronavirus crisis. The Lionesses confirmed the move in a coordinated statement released on social media yesterday at about 7 p.m. The fund, I remember I told you, was established by Premier League players, including Jordan Henderson and Harry Maguire, in the wake of the widespread criticism of the perceived inaction of top players in the Premier League. The Premier League's initial proposal of a 30% wage cut was dismissed by players who wished to ensure that any contribution will be going directly to NHS and frontline staff. They said that any money that they put together will be monitored by the players themselves. We are moving to Arsenal this morning, not London, where Arsenal players have reportedly rejected the latest proposal aimed at slashing their wages. During the ongoing coronavirus crisis, executives of Arsenal and players have been attempting to secure some sort of agreement during talks over the past fortnight, which would allow the North London club to lessen their financial outlay. While football is suspended in the country, several options have been discussed, but so far none of them have met with enough approval to put it into action. Yes, the proposal that was put forward to the players was that they will have to forgo 12.5% of their salary. But the players have said no. Yes, let me also inform you that the incentive include an offer that should they secure Champions League football for next season, they will be paid their wages in full. But the players are not cool with that particular offer from authorities at Arsenal. A vote on the offer was held on Monday and it was absolutely rejected. For the proposal to be given the go-ahead, it must be supported by 75% of Arsenal players. But it's understood that they are not ready to accept that particular offer, while some teams are looking to reduce their wage bill. Newcastle is looking at selling the club. The Newcastle United takeover has taken a step closer after new documents show that owner Mike Ashley has entered into a charge agreement with potential buyer Amanda Staveley. Financial Staveley is leading a bid which involves Saudi Arabia's sovereign wealth fund and there's the Reuben brothers, and it's understood to be about £300 million to take over Newcastle United. The Premier League, we understand, have been informed of the potential deal and are understood to have begun the process of carrying out checks under its owners and directors' test. Ashley said in October 2017 that he wanted to sell the club after 10 years in charge of Newcastle. Straight to Barcelona this morning, where football things are not moving on smoothly, as a former Barcelona vice president Emile Rosan says that he's ready to go to legal war with Barcelona president Mario Bartomeu, with Rosan stating that corruption is evident within the club and that the club's recent response to his initial claims were merely an attempt to taint his personal honor. Rosan, along with 5 other board members, stepped down on Friday in protest to how Barcelona is being run at the highest level. The resignations followed in the wake of, among other things, a social media scandal that involved that particular club. And Rosan has said that he is ready to battle it out with authorities at FC Barcelona. We keep our fingers crossed and we continue to update you as far as that particular news is concerned. And we understand that Bayern Munich's attempt to renew the contract of Neuer has hit the rock as the discussions are not going on smoothly as we speak. The goalkeeper scoring deal expires in June 2021, but the attempt to renew that deal has actually hit the rock and is not making progress at all, and that has actually sent a strong signal to Chelsea and Manchester City. And good news coming from China this morning. Former Manchester United midfielder Marouane Fellaini, who tested positive for coronavirus, has left hospital after recovering from the deadly disease. A good one for the former Manchester United midfielder, the 32-year-old. As 3 weeks ago, had the treatment in China and after being diagnosed of the virus on the 22nd of March. Fellaini thanked everyone, especially his club, Shandong Luneng, for taking good care of him. The former Everton player moved to China in 2019 after 11 seasons in England with Manchester United and Everton Football Club. That'll be all on Spotted Beats this lovely morning. Big thanks to everyone who's been part of today's production. And two bigger thanks to you and you for listening. I'll be back tomorrow morning for another interesting edition of Spotted Beat on Oluyole 98.5 FM. Till then, do have a lovely day and stay safe.